What happens within this bass riff is when you put it back to back and we play it over a section of bars, there's a couple of little fills he puts in. So I'll play the bass riff and I'll give you an example of the two fills that he tends to play in these sections. So here we go. And again. Okay. Technically what I'm after there is this triplet slap that fits in the middle. Mark King's famous for this kind of triplet, fast triplet thing. I don't know if you can hear that. Basically what we're doing just to get these little triplets going is we're playing, again, it's a collection of hit notes, damp notes and slap notes. Very, very slowly, a triplet. I would hit, damp, hit, slap. That's all there is to it. Sounds like that. When you speed it up, it sounds like triplets. All right. Okay. These are glued into the riff, the main body of the riff. They seem to kind of occur, not necessarily in specific places. Within the tune, they happen here and there, but I'll let you make your own decision as to where you put them in, because they can tend to fit in there as and when you want them within the bass riff. So I'll play that section again. Here we go. So we got our triplet first, which I just explained how to play. And he tends to glue on a little kind of slapped fill at the end. So what we have is we have our triplet, then we hit a dead note underneath and pull a D and an E on your G string. So it goes like this. Triplet first, and then the D and the E. Okay, so hopefully you can hear that. Okay, second fill. This leads into what I would regard as the verse of the song, which is the key, where the keys come in with the melody on Love Games. It happens on, I think it's on bar, around about bar 8, bar 9 of the riff. There's a little resolving keyboard part, and Mark King plays 2 notes that resolve with this, and they're quite high up and they're within this bass riff. Okay, and on the G string it's 12, it's 14 and 13, fret 14 and 13, an A and an A flat, and he fits those into the riff like this. Okay, and he sometimes sounds like he fits a triplet in before it, which is a little bit tricky, but if you were going to play that, it would be hit, stop, damp, which should sound like this. Just a flurry of notes. Okay, that leads us into the main body of the song. We've got a riff for 2 bars where the keyboard's melody comes in. So it's just a standard bass riff as I've shown you at the beginning. That's once. That's twice. Then we play the new section, which is it's just a mid-section to the verse, really. And this one starts on B, which is your 2nd fret A string. Then you've got C sharp, which is your 4th fret A string, D, 5th fret A string, and finally F sharp, which is 4th fret D string. Yeah? and these are all thumbed. And they sound like this with those notes. So that's the first section of this one. What we're doing is we're going. So hit, 2 dead notes, hit, 2 dead notes, 2 dead notes, and then the F sharp at the end. When you speed it up, it sounds like this. Okay, we play that again, second time round. First, there's a couple of little dead notes in between these 2 riffs. So it goes. First time. What actually happens is when we hit the B, we just hit 2 notes at the beginning of the second time you play the B. Okay, that's the first B section riff. Then we move to an A. It goes like this. That's what we're going to play. Notes are A, 5th fret, E string, B, 2nd fret, A string, C sharp, 4th fret, A string, E, 2nd fret, D string. They're our notes, and the rhythm is like this. Again, the same rhythmic approach as he used on the first 4 notes. Dead notes. And second time round, same rhythmic approach again with these notes. So we end up first. We've got 2 notes at the beginning. So let me put those 2 sections together. Here we go. Okay, after we've played this middle section, we come back out into the bass riff, and this one has the second of the fills that I showed you earlier, where it resolves, kind of sounds like it resolves with the keyboard part, which is these 2 notes up here. So we end up with this bass line, just coming back out of that section. So that effectively makes what I would regard as the verse of the whole song. What I'll try and do now is I'll play a complete verse section with these sections I've just shown you. It goes like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. We now, in the song comes from this keyboards melody, moves into the verse section. The verse section is exactly the same format, only with a vocal over it, which Mark King manages to sing over and play that bass line at the same time, which is an exercise you can try at home if you really fancy it.